What's the most important advice you can give me regarding estate planning? This one's really easy. Get started. Many folks put off estate planning until it's too late. Whether it's, them being in a coma in a hospital and they don't have someone designated to make healthcare decisions for them, or those financial decisions that need to be made, or whether they were just going to get around to it and they were going to write that will, but they never did, and then they passed, and now instead of their wishes being honored, the Commonwealth is going to decide what happens to their stuff. Or they were going to make those beneficiary designation changes. They didn't make those beneficiary designation changes, and now their stuff is not going to the folks that they wanted it to go to in the proportions that they wanted it to go to. While it's easy to put off estate planning and wait for that next day or that opportune moment, it does complicate life for those you leave behind. Merrill Lynch Wealth Management did a study in October of 2020, and they surveyed adults over the age of 55 in the United States to determine how many of them had which kinds of estate planning documents, how prepared were they. They found that only 55%, or just over half, of Americans aged 55 or older had an estate plan, or had a will, rather. And the numbers only got worse from there. Only 41% had an advanced medical directive or a healthcare proxy to designate that person who's going to make healthcare decisions for them when they're incapacitated. Worse, only 33% had a durable power of attorney, which would give an individual the ability to make financial decisions when they couldn't. And the worst number of all is that if you take all three of those documents together and you just look at how many had those three documents, only 18% of Americans aged 55 or older are prepared in their estate planning with those three documents. It means 82% are not prepared. Now, don't get me wrong, estate planning is more than just documents. Estate planning is making sure that your family is protected, that the assets that you have worked all of your life for are protected, and that your wishes are honored. This plan has to work not only when you're gone, but this plan should also be a plan that works when you're incapacitated, when you aren't able to make those decisions. But the most important part of all of this is that you actually have a plan. Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good in this scenario. Having something is definitely better than having nothing.